Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
And when I heard the script, it made me laugh, it made me think.
Like saying thank God is the phase that I'm in.
You'll go back and definitely take some lines back from the film.
What are the aspects of working in this industry, the movie business, that you are thankful for?
I think this film has a great combination of that.
You know, post the pandemic, it's time to celebrate, it's time to be happy.
So it has that karmic kind of lesson to it.
की problem ये है कि आप भगवान को तो मानते हो पर भगवान की नहीं मानते.
Well, my last conversation with Sidharth and Rakul was revolving more around guns and gory and secret agents and whatnot. That was for Ayyari. God did not feature anywhere near that. But this one does feature God in it, and thank God for that. Sid, Rakul, thank you so much for joining us on Latestly, first of all.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank God.
Thank God,
Thank
yes.
God.
Yeah.
Gratitude is the
word.
flavor of this Diwali. And we have to thank God this Diwali with our film, which is coming out right after Diwali on the 25th of October.
And you two must be thanking the directors and the maker of this one as well. Reasons for that being?
Wow, so many. I think this is by far the easiest decision I had to make to choose a script. This was obviously before pre-pandemic. And when I heard the script, it made me laugh, it made me think. It had a very lovely emotional ending by the end of it. I was like, chalo, thank God, ye achhi script aayi hai meri taraf. And now, even more apt, we were supposed to release it a few months ago. And then, you know, we had VFX to do. And then now we are coming on Diwali, which is an apt, I think, combination of a film like this, which I keep calling it a Famcom.
Famcom.
It's a family comedy which you can watch with your family, and hopefully you'll go back and definitely take some lines back from the film. That is the way it's written, and that is the intent of the film. Ki aapko haste haste, when it tells you a lot about the, tells you so many things about that we all do these small little, patterns, and maybe we don't admit it, publicly. But we all are, somewhat, whether it's greed, whether it's jealousy, whether it's anger, whether it's lust, so many things. So it touches upon various things that we all do.
Rakul, you want to add?
No, I think he's really added everything, and it is thank God as a term is something that we use so often. And even this film, I'll just add that when I heard the narration of the script, like he said, it was an instant decision for him. Even for me, it was, because I think it's one of those few films that instantly you get that feel good kind of feeling. I was laughing through the narration, and I felt that through that sort of writing, if you can still impact the society in a positive way. I mean, we all need to be happy right now, post the pandemic. It's time to celebrate, it's time to be happy, and it's time to be better human beings. And I think that's the messaging that Thank God gives in a very fun way, in a laughter ride, sort of a way. So yeah, it helps you introspect, and I think I'm sure Sid would agree that post this film, we're more conscious of our karmas and the amount we thank God for everything, every little instance in our life,
Gratitude and God, the Almighty, they both feature in the title. Yeah. And yet there is a bunch out there who are like, one should not comment upon God, or should not be made fun of. God should not be made fun of. So what is your take on that?
But God is not being made fun of. My take would be that we've worked on the film, and I think for people who have not possibly understood the film right, haven't seen the film, once they see it, they'll know that it's the most positive messaging that any God or any religion would sort of want humans to follow, the way of being, humanity being the biggest religion. And I don't think in any form or way this film sort of will offend anyone. So I would just request that watch the film before having an opinion, and rightly so. I mean, they have the right to have an opinion if there is something that disturbs them in a film. But I don't think our film has anything like that.
Sidharth, you are spotted at Lal Bagh Cha Raja, you are spotted at Sadhguru sessions, some Q&A as well. We know your brand of spirituality. What is your definition of God then? Rakul, of course, you have done one session with Sadhguru as well. What is your definition of spirituality then? And therefore, God as well.
Oh, wow. I think it's a very broad subject. It's very difficult to summarize it in a few lines. I feel for me, anything close to trying to be a higher being or a better human being comes from intent. As long as your intentions of doing any action that you're doing, whether it's taking out somebody for a coffee or helping somebody, is correct, I think that is where good karma comes into play. That is where good kind of society comes into play. You're trying to do something good. Whether that thing falls flat, sometimes people try to do good also and they can't help it, and log bolte hain ki yaar, why did you do this? So I think that also happens at times that you make mistakes, but intent, agar niyat saaf hai, like they say, I think that is what brings you close to godliness or close to a higher being and higher form, because and it's also very scarce today. You struggle with meeting people at work, in other aspects of your life, that you can't gauge their intent. So I think that's the key, having positive and a clean intent.
Rakul?
You know, I feel that spirituality is about believing in the one power, you know, and we all have different names of worshipping that power. And in Sikhism, they say Ikyumkar, which means God is one. And which is what I believe in, that whatever that power is, it's watching upon you, and God is in you, God is in you, God is in each one of us, each one of the living beings. So like he said, you know, our actions, our karmas, our intentions, our small things, the 7 sins that we talk about in the film, just our way of being. You know, I think spirituality speaks about humanity being a way of being to begin with. And that's something I follow, you know, yeah.
There's a lot of talk, and negative one at that, about Bollywood and the way it functions. But of course, you two are celebrating 10 years in the movie business. What are the things that you're thankful for? What are the things that make you say, thank God I work in this business?
Oh, that's, I think coming from another city, trying to make it in this business, everybody wants to portray different characters and live a life on camera and do good at it. So I think there's thank God that we've got enough merit or metal behind our performances or whatever we're doing. We're doing films after the films. I've been a working actor for 10 years. It started with Student of the Year. And then so many aspects. I was surprised on various levels, be it my third film, Ek Villain, being accepted by the public and having that kind of box office response. Like, oh, okay, wow, great. Thank God this happens, man. There's a different side to me that people get to see and like. You know, Kapoor and Sons, even recently Sher Shah, that happens. I think it's, I don't know if it's about the industry that I can comment on overall as to what things, but I can only say what my experience of the industry has been. That, you know, sometimes it is difficult to see where a film would land up from paper to the celluloid. When you put your money on it, when you put your hard work and time on it, and you get that response, you feel that this is not a bad business to be in, because you make people think and feel different things in that dark room or in their homes, and you can create emotions in them, maybe make them think, make them dance. So it's such a wonderful aspect, and you can do so much good with this platform as well. Not every film, in my opinion, then can have a social standing, but I'm saying whenever we can. I think this film has a great combination of that. Thank God, genuinely has a perfect combination of making people feel those emotions while making them laugh. And then maybe when you go back, you'll think of that one thing, yeah, maybe I should not do that. And that might help you in your life. That might help you in your relationships. That might help you in your work aspects. That might help you in your intent, what we were talking about before. I think that only comes to this business. And I have to say thank God for me being in this business.
What are the aspects of working in this industry, the movie business, that you are thankful for?
I think a lot of things. I think firstly, to begin with, the kind of love that you get unanimously from the audiences. I think no other profession that you get so much love, so much every day at constantly bombarded with messages and with so much care and concern that they put. And I've witnessed the kind of fandom in the South film industry is very different. Hindi is very different. So I think to begin with, the kind of love that you get from people, and also that I'm just saying thank God, like saying thank God is the phase that I'm in, thanking God for being able to live my dream, thanking God for being able to just get films and play different characters and really, I mean, I always wanted to be an actor. So to be able to do that that can't happen without the support of the industry or of the people.
But Rakul, you are featuring in almost third project that we see. So with back-to-back projects, how do you keep yourself charged and invested?
This is 10 years in Hindi, you're saying?
10 years in Hindi will be in Jan.
Yeah.
And 10 years
November.
in Telugu.
Which film was that? The
Yariya. Was
Yariya came
2014.
in the same year as student?
2014, Jan.
2014, nah?
So next year Jan will be 10 years.
Is student, right? 2022.
So Telugu.
So 2012 you came in Telugu.
Telugu. And
So then 8 years in the Hindi film industry.
8 in the Hindi, yeah. So 8 years in the Hindi industry. But yeah, having said that, what was I saying? I've even
How do you
forgotten.
keep yourself charged and
Charged.
invested emotionally
Because
and even
I
as a
love
performer?
it. I think if you are passionate about anything that you do, and I always say this, that you can't be an actor for the fame part of it. That is a byproduct. You can only sustain being an actor if you're really passionate about what you do. Because honestly, sometimes you're working for 16 hours, 20 hours, sometimes you're working night shifts. There's no timing, there are just erratic ways of being, but it can only happen if you love what you do. And I constantly derive that happiness from the fact that I'm working. I always say that the madness is my calm. So the more hectic I am, the calmer I am.
Sid, how are you coping with this whole method to madness, as they say, especially after Shersha, where the onus is on you to perform even better and come up with better projects?
I think there's always two sides to a film that is being loved or been extremely successful, and for a character that all actors live for such characters that they play, that they would be appreciated, loved, and the kind of love that I've gone for Shersha. And secondly, as I said, as you said, yes, it has a flip side that there is that expectation from every film of yours. But people have to look at every specific film in that genre, in that storytelling. Here, he's not such a heroic character in that sense. He's a flawed character, which I'm playing in, thank God. Ayan Kapoor is not so righteous, not the best person that you would trust to protect you in a situation. So I think people have to look at it from that lens. Every time has to be a different lens. But the anticipation is great. Every actor wants to be, feel that people want to watch them. And I'm hoping in a different lens, this will get the same amount of love for the intent and the message that we want to give with. Thank God.
You two look absolutely confident about this one as well. While audiences walk away from the dark hall, what are the reasons that you're absolutely confident about that they will say, thank God we got this on?
I think there'll be so much positive chatter. I genuinely feel that post walking out of that dark room in the theatres, you'll have so many discussions in your family homes, in your car ride back. ये line बोली थी, अरे यार उसके साथ ऐसा भी हुआ था, अरे whether वो भी ऐसा करता है फैमिली के साथ, अरे ये जो अजय सर के कैरेक्टर ने बोला, अरे यार कर्मा मतलब ऐसा भी होता है कि unknowingly हमने कुछ कर दिया फिर उसका इफेक्ट कुछ. So it has that karmic kind of lesson to it. It's something that India believes in. Karma as a theory or as a learning that we've given to the rest of the world, and this is what we talk about in Thank God. So I think you'll have a lot of things to discuss post the film, and hopefully positive ones, but we'll find out very, very soon.
Yeah. Rakul?
So I agree. I think the chatter is going to be positive, and I think it's going to make everyone wonder and introspect as to, actually, बात तो ये लोग सही कर रहे हैं. I'll tell you this one line which is in the first trailer, कि problem ये है कि आप भगवान को तो मानते हो पर भगवान की नहीं मानते. That is one of my most favorite lines in the film, because it's so true. What does God really want, or what does God really, what the teachings were and what the preaching has become, and things like that. So it's like sometimes you need to hear what you need to hear. So it's like that happy sort of film which will sort of bring you into self-introspection or realization, and hopefully turn to be better beings.
Thank you so much for having this chat with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.